And welcome back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network after a little bit of a technical difficulty. Heat race number 1 out onto the racetrack. As I was saying before, I was so abruptly pointed out, or not pointed out, but sent out of the racetrack here, that we are here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and right now they are working heat race number 1. As you see the number 8 of Braxton DeWeese going for the race lead there, Jason, and as we were alluding to before the interruption in connection, that we are here tonight in your hometown. We spent the night on your couch and appreciate you and the wife letting me do so, and we are very excited to be here at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. What a beautiful day for racing, and right now Braxton DeWeese out on the front of this one with sporting some new colors.
Yeah, Braxton's got a good-looking hot rod tonight, and Hayden Swank back there behind him. Ron Hart, as always. Brett Hahn, good to see, but, I wouldn't say hometown now, but home state. About 2 hours from this facility. Beautiful racetrack, and NASCAR wants to run here bad, but they can't get to town to pass the thing so they can do it. But I hope they bring NASCAR to Nashville, the real Nashville, not that place over in Lebanon.
Well, right now we got the Braxton DeWeese out front over Hayden Swank here in heat race number 1. And tonight's broadcast being brought to you by the Bubba's Bout Broke podcast, and we thank them. And did you listen to them this week on Monday when they get out there on your favorite platforms for listeners? We got a good side-by-side battle. Back here towards the back, it is Zach Nichols underneath old champion, the defending champion of this series, the 71 of Brett Hahn. Hahn is going to fall back to that 5th spot as he wrestles with the 44.
Yeah, I tell you what, this racetrack right here is going to bring a lot of action for the fans tonight. A lot of times, I don't know, I haven't ran it since they upgraded iRace and stuff, but you can get that middle line working well, and you can carry a lot of speed around this old racetrack, old wore-out track. But, man, my parents just went here last weekend, believe it or not, Al, to watch some racing, and they said it was really good, and real cheap to get in. I think it was like $15 to get in, so if you're in the Nashville area, you want to see some good short-track racing, go check out the Fairgrounds here at Nashville.
They're down here in the turns 1, and DeWeese really starting to pull out here, and it's one of the tracks that I would like to get to. And Tanner Tallarico in chat sending his love out there to that Rogers Cars 48 Camaro, doing a good job rolling around here. He's in that 7th spot, and Rogers running a limited schedule this season. Good to see old Tim make the trip out here, the driver out of New York. About 2 hours from me, Dobbs, is where Rogers resides.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm not a stalker.
I like that.
I just know the location.
Oh, that's all right, Al. Look at Jeffrey Dahmer. We better not bring him up there on iRacing now. They might throw us off. But,
that is true. My Lord.
Hey, it's nothing compared to what you said a couple weeks ago. Don't forget, folks, you can get those shirts ordered from Roger Mew. The Al Smith, I don't know how to say it, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have one. If you want one, just PM Roger Muth. You can get one ordered.
I have no idea what you're talking about. We got 15 seconds here in heat race number 1, and what has been a competitive one. And you're starting to see the cars really work up the racetrack. I'm really excited to see how this track progresses here tonight. We'll have a lot of those drivers here with up in 2nd, maybe even a 3rd group here as the checkered flag comes out here in heat race number 1. And that'll do it. And it's going to be Braxton DeWeese picking up the win here in heat race number 1. And just like that, heat race number 2 is going to come out here. But we want to thank y'all for watching the American Sim Racing Club Super Late Model Invitational presented by Sunoco, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And it would not all be possible without the Sunoco of Cutlerville hometown. Supports the American Sim Racing Club and the Super Late Model Invite Series, located just south of Grand Rapids. Hometown Sunoco serves all of the greater West Central Michigan area. How about Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs, Jersey-style soup, subs, and salads, serving West Michigan, Dobbs' favorite stop before a race. Pro Coat Powder Coating, making all these chassis looking good. It could make your project look good. Look up Pro Coat Powder Coating, the proud sponsor of this year's Perfect Attendance Awards. Drivers that compete in all 17 Summer Series races will be eligible for a cash prize at the end of this Summer Series. The Bubba's Bout Broke podcast, proud sponsor of tonight's race, is dedicated to shining a spotlight on short track racers from all across the United States. Listen to Bubba's Bout Broke podcast each Monday on Apple and Spotify. And a place where Dobbs gets all his parts, LeBlanc Racing Products, rebuilds his race cars each and every week. And LeBlanc will get you there. That is your proud sponsors here as we got heat race action coming out on the racetrack, heat race number 2. And I tell you, a wily old veteran, as I try to die.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know what I'm doing. Internet issues, like choking on saliva. Easy. Anyways, how about Andrew Payne in the crowd here tonight? He's getting ready to go as they roll up off of the corner, high above it. Payne going to jump on that loud pedal first in heat race number 2 underway. 6 minutes or 50 laps. If they can do 50 laps in 60 minutes, they are flying.
They are. They're absolutely flying. And I tell you what, Andrew Payne got a good start on that start right there, Al. He really got some 98 out the gate. He took off. Oh, car looks fast tonight. What about, last week, Charles Darling? I don't know which one to call him. He's going to P3 sideways. He's going to spin.
Oh, Tallarico gets him, and that is our first Tallarico Boardwalk sub-yellow flag of the evening. Tallarico, nowhere to go. Broadcaster's curse is real, folks. Chris out there, and thank them for tuning on in. I want to send a happy heavenly 17th birthday, and that is the paint scheme on Braxton's car. So a little bit of extra motivation for that Ford Mustang tonight. But right now in heat race number 2, we're going to set the outside row here with this 93 there, Jason.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's a beautiful looking car that Braxton has, and happy 17th birthday. I don't remember what the name was. I really honestly was trying to get my notes and everything ordered, but happy birthday. 17 now. What would you do to be 17 again?
I don't know.
Unbelievable. I'll tell you one thing what I do, but I probably can't say on live TV. But
yeah. This racetrack, though, pretty racy so far early on in this one.
It is, and I mean, I'm not trying to say nothing about anything other than any other racetracks around that I've been around, but I went to this racetrack years and years ago, and I actually met Adam Petty, Dale Earnhardt Jr. when he first started driving a Busch car, and Sterling Marlowe when he drove the Tennessee 14 car here. I was a young pup, man. I tell you, I remember that race like it was yesterday. Had a great time. And this track puts on great races, and it's an incredible old facility that's still around. Love to see it.
You are still a young pup. Is the pace truck going to make to the safe haven of pit road, and 93 a pain? Well, he's trying to be a pain in the racer's side. Every time he comes out, he is one of those drivers that is very quick. And working around here is how about Jackson McLaren in that Bout Broke podcast, already up to that number 2 spot. Working the outside of the Berlin Raceway, number 1 of Tanner Tallarico, and Tanner getting it done on the sim side and also on the real world side. Dobbs, I know he picked up a win 2 weeks ago, and I was a bad boy, and I did not follow up how they made out this weekend. Maybe Mother Nature got him like they did in New York.
No, he raced. I saw it on social media, but I don't remember where it was at. I can't remember, but I did see pictures and stuff, and that's awesome. I mean, you love to see that as a virtual eye racer anywhere. You see an old buddy out there with a real-life race car. To me, Al, that's awesome. Brings some chills on the back of my neck. And Tanner, he's a wheel man for sure. He's a good dude. I like him.
Up the racetrack he goes, and he's going to try to do the crossover move down the back. Just one car going around. I believe that was Andrew Harding's, and that's going to slow us for the second time. Here's the Tallarico Boardwalk subs graphic. Stays on the race screen. And that will do it there. So this one Coming down, slowed down twice. First one green, the checkered. How about Jimmy Gawker in that number 2 car? He's having a little bit of electrical issues. Those gremlins in those race cars. Hopefully we'll get sorted out here.
Yeah, I know cars bounce around like a fat kid on crack, Al.
Oh, I thought maybe... I mean, easy throwing those terms, fat kid, man.
Sorry, Al.
You had to walk the stairs because you couldn't take the elevator with me.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. Man, I gotta quit eating them daggum, them subs, man. Them things are amazing.
You gotta have those salads.
Oh, I tell you what, man, you can't go wrong with a grilled chicken salad and extra ranch. And here we are talking food. And we got race cars on the racetrack, and we're talking food, Al. This is ridiculous.
Well, I mean, you're calling it as you see it, I guess.
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
Okay, let's watch Andrew Payne get on the start right here.
Hey, look at that. Chevy's on pit road, though. Green flag back out, though. We are back into the Sunoco restart zone. Less than a minute left here in heat race number 2. This will set the outside lanes here as they work down the backstretch. How about the newcomer this season? First start of the season, the old Austin Designs number 5 of Scott Austin. He's that back here working the backside of the 88 and the 45 of Andrew Hardings. But up front, it is Andrew Payne in his limited starts this season and holding on to this one with less than 30 seconds left to go. And it's going to be a stout front row here tonight for tonight's feature event.
It is. It's going to be a real good racetrack. I mean, look at Tanner throwing a slide job in there on the deck. Oh, wow, what a slide job on Devin McDonald. Tanner just threw that thing in there. What a move. I mean, Al, this is going to be some good racing. The fans in chat, they're in for some good racing tonight. I hope they got their popcorn ready.
I hope so. White flag is out. Final trip around the racetrack for Andrew Payne as they work down the backstretch. One car sideways off the corner. Oh, nowhere to go. 3 of them. And that is going to hurt their starting position as they will race back to the line. And I tell you, McLaren was starting to close in back on the backside of Payne. So Jackson McLaren, keep an eye on him. Motivated here tonight. His sponsor sponsoring the race, but it was the Conti Sim Performance. Car number 93 of Andrew Payne picking up the heat race win, and that will do it for our qualifying purposes. And with that being said, while we look for the sun to poke through these clouds, you see downtown Nashville in the background. Dobbs and I are going to step away. We got some bills to pay. We'll be right back here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network, where 19 of the best super late model drivers have taken to the grid, and this is your starting lineup. Starting on the inside of row number 1, the number 08, the number 8 of Braxton Lewis in the Braxton Lewis Racing Ford Mustang. Outside of him in the Conti Sim Performance, car number 93, this is Andrew Payne. Hayden Swank and Jackson McLaren will make up row number 2. Row number 3 is going to be Ron Hart and Scott Austin in the number 5. Zach Nichols and Charles Darling will make up row 4, and row number 5 will be the number 71 of Brett the Jet Hahn and Devin McDonald. Zach Coyer and Tanner Tallarico will make up row number 6, and your rest of your starting field. Tim Rogers and Andrew Hardings will make up there in spot 13 and 14. John Kane, Jimmy Gawker, Braden Cook, Scott Huntington, and Cooper Robinson starting your 19-car field. Dobbs, 100 laps of action coming at us. What do you have to say as we get ready to go here? As we look down from the hometown of Cutlerville, Sunoco Blimp Cam as the field paces behind what is a very humid, dark-looking night here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Those track temps down, the grip up. What do you think?
I don't know. It looks cloudy right here, Al. You know, it's a racetrack. It's cloudy. This thing's going to be interesting to see what happens. We've had a lot more cars this time enter this race. We may be in for a good treat, Al, as this green flag gets ready to go. We're underway. Braxton DeWeese with a big loud pedal move.
He jumps on that loud pedal. He will race down in the turn number 1, lead him. Here comes Hayden Swink up underneath the 35 with the 35 car. But look at the move by the 93 down in the turn number 3. Side by side. Lap number 1 going to go into the books. Who's it going to be? It will be Payne leading lap number 1 as DeWeese broke those rear tires free off of turn number 4.
They did get side by side. Payne gets a little shot down the straightaway, though, going into turn 3. Now here comes Hayden Swank on the inside. And I figured that middle lane would be a little better groove, but it looks like the inside's where it's at. Good racing right between first, second, third, though.
Yeah, but DeWeese doing a really good job on the outside as the yellow flag will fly for the first time here on lap number 2, or working lap number 3, and it is for Andrew Hardings. Zach Nichols, last week's winner, half in the start at the back of the field. The car does not look too bad. Andrew Harding's car, though, a little bit forward, that Ford Mustang, a little bit bent up on the front. And Zach Nichols, like I said, was involved with that one as well. So let's take a look back here and see. We'll bring out our first yellow flag here on lap number 3. Nichols going to the inside here, up off the corner, and just lost the handle and got into the side of the 44. And Nichols did touch that outside wall there just slightly, and I believe should be okay. Not sure if that
contact,
if that left front maybe hurt a little bit, as he is down on pit road right now. You see as we come back live underneath the Tallarico's Boardwalk subs in the 44, getting some damage fixed on that car, and he'll pull back out on the racetrack. So Nichols will join the field and have to do that shotgun rule after picking up the win 1 week ago. The good news is it happened early, right?
Yeah, it happened early, but we've seen these guys run 60 to 80 laps, no problem, green flag run, and that's going to be a little struggle for them. And we've seen Braxton DeWeese he's won a few races. He's starting to back, and he just can't make his way up through there because they run these long green flag runs. But I don't know. Zach, he's got a fast hot rod. We'll see what happens, Al. We got, what, 6 laps in? He may short track race, and we may have several yellows here.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have done a great job all season long, always keeping you entertained. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Already at 4. If you have not subscribed yet to the channel, make sure you do so. Get notification every time we go live as they're back into the Sunoco restart zone. And we are back underway here with the Bubba's Bout Broke Podcast 100 for the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
I'll tell you what, Andrew Payne, he has got a heck of a loud pedal tonight in that old hot rod. Good battle back here, Chuck Darling. I'm going to call him Chuck Charles Darling for the rest of the season because I don't know which his right name is. Him and Devin McDonald side by side down coming into turn 1 right here. Look, I mean, they're leaning on each other. Watch this good race.
Yeah, they are side by side. That Rowdy energy drink car trying to make a hole on the outside. He will take sole position away from there. And the car right there behind him, Taylor Tenerico, they are already flirting in that second and third groove already here early on in this into this race here as they work down here in the corner.
Yeah, and look here, side by side, Ron Hart, Jackson McLaren, they're side by side wanting some action. I mean, you can't get no better than this place right here. I'm telling you, it's rough, it's tough. A lot of legends been running around this track. Darrell Waltrip, one of them, and somebody tonight wants to be known as a legend too here in this series.
Yeah, and they are working their way around this racetrack on record time. You see 17.57 for a fast lap here. That was set by our race leader. Everyone else in the 6 and 7s, a lot of close cars here. As you see a little bit of action back here with that 71 car, Brett Hahn, our defending champion.
Tanner kissed the wall coming on the back straightaway there. Might have pushed in a fender flare or something. That old car is struggling as he's still trying to find his way down. Now he finally does on the inside of Zach Nichols there. Falls back in line.
Yeah, he gets back in there behind Nichols, but Taylor Rico back to the 12th starting spot. And right there as he falls in. Everybody trying to jostle for position. Your biggest mover so far in the race, though, is that number 18 of Devin McDonald. And McDonald's had some fast pace this season and just has had not Lady Luck on his side. The driver out of Newfoundland. Working here as we are on board with the Pro Coat powder coating on board camera. Beautiful powder coat job by them on this 18 car. And as we look at those red roll bars. And right now, good looking car, isn't it, Dobbs?
I like it. It's Rowdy, baby. I mean, there's no other driver than Rowdy Kyle Busch, you know what I'm saying?
That's just like you. Rowdy.
Rowdy, yeah. Yeah, I tell you, my older days, son, old Rowdy Racing Jason, he's getting more and more like Kevin Harvick, just a has-been. You know, I just don't have it no more.
Can't hang with the big dogs?
No, I tell you, I'm just a daggum starting park kind of guy now. It's bad. It's getting ridiculous.
How about Scott Austin working the outside of Zach Coyer? Coyer, Tennessee native as well. Hometown run there, but that 13 car stuck on the inside lane. And really surprised early on here. It looks like that outside lane is the preferred lane to be in.
Yeah, it is. And, I mean, you would think that outside line would come in, but I don't know. It's just not there. I don't know what's going on tonight, Al. The middle lane's there, but the outside is not there at all.
Yeah, the middle lane, but that bottom lane really not having much pace down there. As we see the 13 still struggling as Tim Rogers and the RogersCars.com will work around the outside down here through turns 1 and 2. But up front, it is Andrew Payne leading the way as we look at back here. Just about less than a half second between himself and that number 8.
Yeah, I'm currently reading the chat, and somebody's got some barbecue baby back ribs ready. Let's go Braxton Louise, Al. I tell you, I don't know where he's at in this racetrack, but we need to find that. We need to find him and go get us some of them ribs.
Are you going to go make friends?
I'm going to try. I mean, I'm trying to throw in some votes out through there. You know, it's election season. You know, try to get some votes. You know what I'm saying, Al?
Well, you're the more popular one of the two of us.
Well, hey, I try. I'm more the social media warrior, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the keyboard there to get it smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I hear you. How about Jackson McLaren, though, working the backside of that 51 of Ron Hart in that Bubba's Bout Broke podcast number 7. He's trying to make his way towards the front a little bit more. He started in that 4th position. Fell back one, but I tell you, he had some good pace at the end of that heat race number 1. He was closing in on him. So he is working the backside of him, trying to find a way around. Right now, early on in this one, we're just going to take a quarter of this race off the sheet next time by. And these guys just out there trying to find their weaknesses, getting into a rhythm. 100 laps here will go by fairly quickly, especially at 17-second lap times around this joint. It won't take too long with these super fast, super late models, but it's time to go to school. Right now, if I'm driving these cars, we go on board with the Tellerico's Boardwalk subs with that number 7 of Jackson McLaren. You're going to school right now, watching the guys in front of you. What are the leaders doing? What line are they running? If the guy in front of you is a little bit better, where are you better than him? Where can you make the move? You're just constantly, you're learning each and every lap, and then also doing this all at 140 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, and it's a lot. You know what I mean? It's short track, and your arms are gonna feel like Jello. Probably. I mean, they're 47 laps in. They probably already are. And I'd say this thing's got more bumps on it, Al, than I better not say either. But it's got a lot of bumps on it, and it's a rough old track. And these old 800 horse hot rods, they will beat you to death.
Were you gonna say a gourd? Like those little things you get at during the Halloween
I could
Thanksgiving?
I could say gourd.
Yeah.
I could say that.
Yeah. Or a corn cob.
The corn cob, eh?
Yeah. It's
there
almost,
you go. There you go.
I am looking forward to corn season, I tell you that. How about Zach Nichols trying to make his way back up to the field? He's going to make it inside the top 10. That time a little bit free up underneath the 88 of Darling, and Darling's going to hold on to it. They are working down here through turns 3 and 4, and they are doing a great job. Meanwhile, Payne up front, and Deweese just kind of keeping tabs with him. I think Deweese, the wily veteran that we've seen him be, out there saving those tires. This one getting into a green flag look right now. Tires up to temperature, and they got working the racetrack all over the place.
Yeah, that's the thing about these drivers in this league too, Al. These guys, they run long green flag runs, then they get later on in the race and they have that big yellow, and it kind of just shakes things up. And I tell you what, if somebody had bad luck on pit strategy, it's Ron Hart. The guy runs up front each and every week and makes a bold move, Cotton, to go pit road, and it just messes everything up. And tonight, I hope he's the opposite, because I like old Ron. He's a good hot rod good fast driver. And I don't know, it's late race changes, and I'd be firing me a crew chief if it was me.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why we're paid to be up here, and they get the bigger bucks to be down on top of those war wagons in the infield there. Is everybody getting spread out around this racetrack? Deweese about a half second off the back side of this man, the 93 of Payne, as he works down here on the front stretch. Tell you that gold, black, and white, this is a nice looking color combination, isn't it?
I like it. It's a good looking hot rod, and I mean, I don't know if I mean, it's a good looking car, Al. I'm an orange kind of guy myself, been from Tennessee, and I don't want to explain why I go Vols.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Syracuse Orangemen.
I don't even know who that is. But we got some battles around the racetrack though. We got Brett Hunt trying to reel in Deb McDonald, and then back to there Charles Darling, and what about Zach Nichols? He's moving up towards the field a little bit after that spin. Now he's there. Yeah,
he's up to that 8th spot right now. He's working the back side of that 88. We watched the battle between Tallarico and Austin. Austin with that blue and white with a fluorescent yellow number 5, making his first start of the summer series. They're doing a good job with it down here and through turns 1 and 2. And Tanner, he is working hard. That time a little bit sideways, or would you call that slideways off of turn number 2?
We'll call that sideways, and we'll go back to Scott Austin. I don't know if there's not a car that Scott doesn't run. I mean, now we run with 2 different series. Here he is in a super late model, doing a heck of a job. Old car's running, I mean, you know, pretty good after he just ran 125 laps just a few hours ago.
Yeah, I mean, jumped on his Learjet, made his way to Nashville after running in an earlier league right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And the old boy has put the miles in tonight as he's brought the Super Late Model out to play with the American Sim Racing Club. And with a later start time, that was the goal as we get some more crossovers. As we got 2x2 battle here is now the 71 of Hahn, that 18 starting to back up to him.
Yeah, they're starting to battle, and then Zach Nichols and Darling, I'm just going to call him Darling, Mr. Darling. There we go, that's better. They're starting to have a little side-by-side battle. I'm watching it also. And, I mean, these guys are starting to, McDonald's kind of holding up the pace a little bit, and these guys behind them, we've seen this before, Al, they get impatient and start using that front bumper a lot.
Yeah, and this right now that these tires are going to be in that fall-off point. We are closing in on the halfway point. Here they come. Zach Nichols up underneath the 88 of Darling. Can't do anything with him that time off the corner. The door was shut. Someone checked the nose of the 44. It might have been uptight there. Maybe a little bleed in there. Maybe that's why the car is red.
It may be, yeah. And I was just sitting here thinking as these cars go around the racetrack, if you wanted to go on Broadway tonight after the race, you know, me and you maybe go down to Jason Haldane's bar, maybe Morgan Wallen's bar.
Trouble. Scott Austin goes around.
Trouble. Oh, no, I just seen it.
To Tallarico, Boardwalk subs, yellow flag going to come out for the second time as Scott Austin goes around just shy of the halfway point. I believe that might have caught the outside wall. We'll have to take a look back here and see what happened to the number 5 to bring out our yellow flag. They were coming up off of turn number 4. Yeah, just got the outside wall and shot him back down, and Tanner Tallarico nowhere to go. And just tags the left rear quarter panel and sends the 5 around, and we'll have to see how much damage there is. And everybody, almost everybody, coming down pit road. Your race leader coming down pit road. So this is the money stop right here. You see them all down here. We'll see if it's going to be 2 or 4 tires. Right side's going up on your top runners. 93 down. Oh, and the 8 of DeWeese, 2-tire stop.
2 tires. Al, you forgot to say your saying.
What are you talking about?
These pit crews are going to be more busier than a... Come on now.
Easy now.
Come on now, Al. Let's get with the program here.
We are. We got fined for that, you know.
Well, hey, I'll pay the fine, Al. It's all right. It's just money.
All right. You have a lot of it, I know.
I wouldn't say that, Al. Too many payment plans out there.
Well, hey, that's the American way. How about Ron Hart, Charles Darling, the only 2 cars staying out?
Yeah, Ron Hart, I'm telling you, bold move, but I like it. I mean, we've seen him do some strange things, and why not stay out, Al?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get a couple of heat cycles, and you don't run a lot of the old pavement, but you've ran enough to know you get a couple of heat cycles, quick heat cycles. Those tires kind of even themselves out. So maybe that is the hope there, and it's going to take a few times maybe to do so as we look out the back side of that Chevrolet Pace car. You know why the Chevrolet paces the field?
I'm not sure.
Well, it's because they can't run the full race.
Oh, my goodness, Al.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's a bow tie. It's not really a bow tie. It's 2 Band-Aids trying to cover the mistake.
Oh, hey, come on now. I had old Silverado back when I was my younger age, and that old thing went everywhere, buddy.
Yeah, well. I pulled out a lot of Chevrolets in a 2-wheel drive Ford Ranger.
Oh, now oh, it's lightning around me, Al. You better be careful. Get me lightning struck over here, buddy.
Closing in on the halfway point, Ron Hart, Chuck Darling up on the front of this one. Braxton Louise come off pit road with 2. Zach Coyer now inside of the top 5. We're going to have to see if maybe the As they are back in the Sunoco restart zone, back on the loud pedal. We are back underway with the Bubba's Bout Broke Podcast 100.
Here they come. Braxton Weiss got them 2 tires on the inside of Darling. Oh, it's Payne sideways. Big wreck out. Big wreck.
Big.
Oh.
That is going to shake up the field. Everybody coming down. We got body panels on the racetrack. Brett Hahn involved. The 93 of Andrew Payne. Hayden Swank's car looks more like asphalt modified as that right front bouncing like a basketball.
It's so tight coming off of turn 2 right there, Alan, and it's bad. Oh, man, that was awful. Man, you hate to see that for these teams.
Yeah, a lot of front end damage on the 35 of Hayden Swank, and a tough break for that driver. Had a good piece here tonight. Gonna have to come down pit road, see what the crew can do with it. But let's take a look back here and see. It all started with Andrew Payne down here running the inside lane. Oh, the 35 got in the left rear quarter panel and around he went, and it was on after there. Tim Rogers involved as well. Masterful driving by Jackson McLaren. We'll have to take a look back here at that. We'll go on board with him and see what he saw as we go take a look here as we're on board looking out the front with the Boardwalk Subs yellow flag. How he made it through to maybe slight contact there is beyond me.
Man.
And Swank down on pit road. Tough break for him. Andrew Hardings as well. So a tough break there for these race car drivers that were involved there. We're going to see Andrew Payne still out on the racetrack. Came down pit road. Tried to get some damage fixed. Brett Hahn, how about the right front damage on that old boy? That is not going to be happy for the remainder of this race as we're just past the halfway point.
Yeah, that's going to hurt Brett Hahn a lot. And you hate to see that for those guys. You know, those guys run hard each and every week. And man, tough break. Tough break for those guys.
Let's do a quick field run through, and it is the 51 of Ron Hart up on the point of this one, showing the way. Braxton DeWeese racing with a little extra motivation here tonight. That number 8 celebrating his sister's heavenly birthday. We wish her a heavenly 17th birthday. And that number 8 car. He runs second currently. Charles Darling into the 3rd position. Zach Coyer is 4th. Jackson DeWeese in that Bubba's Bout Broke podcast. And remember, it is going to be July 19th. You'll be able to see him on FS1 as he'll be racing in the ARCA Menard Series. So kind of cool that one of our weekly racers getting a chance in the big leagues. That's pretty cool if you ask me. Braden Cook on the outside of him in that 49. Tanner Tallarico will restart 7th. Scott Austin is 8th. John Kane, I haven't mentioned him all night. The driver out of Yorkville, Illinois. He will restart in the 9th spot. Devin McDonald rounding out your top 10 at the halfway point as they get into the restart zone. Ron Hart going to choose the outside, and he is going to be gone here on this restart. Braxton Lewis going to hold on to that number 2 spot. An interesting choice there to use the outside for Ron Hart, but Braxton Lewis going to take a bit down to the inside.
Yeah, here he comes down there at the bottom. Here they come. Look at the action. Jackson McLaren on the inside of Darling right here. It's going to be crazy. Golly, looks at Braxton DeWeese on the inside of Ron Hart trying to make a move to get to first right here. Al, look here, got good racing all over the place.
He's got that extra grip down low, and they are still 2 by 2 behind him as you see him roar through turns 3 and 4. And we got a new race leader, Braxton DeWeese, to the point here on lap 56.
Yeah, Braxton DeWeese took those 2 tires. Ron Hart didn't. Here comes Zach Coyer looking to get by him also.
You can just
take second away.
You can see the maneuverability that they are able to do. They're able to carve it through there like a hot knife through butter right now as they work underneath the 51 of Ron Hart that works the outside of the racetrack. And they are doing a really good job getting it through there. Here comes the 7 of McLaren as well underneath that 51 of Hart. Now, in retrospect, if we get a late race, get a decent run rate here, and the yellow flag comes out with about 20 laps to go, Ron Hart is going to be in the catbird seat along with the 88 of Darling. Other than having a lot of traffic in front of them, they're going to have some fresh tires. This yellow flag going to come back out. I believe it was Devin McDonald gone around off of turn number 2.
Yeah, and you may be onto something right here, Al. If Darling and Hart can go down pit road, get tires, even now, they're going to be really in the catbird seat, like you say.
Yeah, they're going to, if it goes green, that's the key here. A couple heat cycles going to do that. Let's take a look back here and see what happened to Devin McDonald. We're going to take a look. He's right there in front of the 48 of Tim Rogers. Oh, Rogers rolled that outside a little bit better and slight contact there, and ooh. Heavy contact, driver side into the outside wall, and a part where you're heavy on that loud pedal.
Yeah, you gotta be easy with that thing, Al. It'll bite you sometimes.
Sure will. As we're underneath our 4th, Talarico's Boardwalk Sub Yellow flag of the evening. We want to thank you all for watching tonight's racing action here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We want to take and thank our sponsors of the American Sim Racing Club Super Late Model Invitational, presented by Sunoco. We got hometown Cutlerville Sunoco in the greater Grand Rapids area. So we thank them for being a proud sponsor and supporter of the American Sim Racing Club. How about Talarico's Boardwalk Sub, Jersey style soups, subs, and salads serving West Michigan. The Pro Coat Powder Coated Company, they make all these race chassis look good. They powder coat everything from the wheels to anything you want. To look them up, it's Pro Coat Powder Coating, the Perfect Attendance Award sponsor. The Bubba's Bout Broke podcast, each and every Monday, is dedicated to shining light on America's short track steel warriors, your local men doing unordinary things on your weekly racing. So get out there, support your local racetrack. But if you don't do that, Dobbs, they kind of shrivel up and go away, and we don't like hearing that. A lot of racetracks around the country have gone away, where a lot of these drivers can, cut their teeth and learn, maybe, get that chance to show it in the big leagues, like Jackson McLaren's going to be able to in July. And LaPlante Racing Products, proud sponsor of the Triple Crown Series, as we are underneath our 4th yellow flag of the evening.
Yeah, and like you say, about these tracks closing. At one time, this place was closed down, and I think it was closed down for 3 or 4 years, actually. It's kind of heartbreaking. New people come in, bought it, and turned it into a pretty nice little facility.
Yeah, they got this big half mile. They also got, I believe it's a quarter-mile track on the infield that they run. That one time they even put dirt down on it. I believe the World of Outlaws and the dirt car sanctioned events there, and they brought the clay in on there. So pretty cool little facility, and they get a lot done.
Yeah, and I tell you, if they can ever get NASCAR to run here, it'll be. I love it, but I mean, I'm just not a fan of the 1.5 miles over in Lebanon. It's just not for me. But if they can get NASCAR to come here, I'll be at every race, Al. You better just watch out and watch out social media is all I can say.
Well, I'll find a spot on your couch as they get into the Sunoco restart zone. Braxton Louise going to jump on that loud pedal. We are back underway.
Yeah, Braxton Louise, he's wanting to win this race bad, and I don't blame him for the situation he's got with that old paint scheme on that old hot rod. And look at Ron Hart, got a power move on the outside going out of turn 2 over Zach Coyer.
Yeah, now you got the 7 of McLaren working there as well. He's trying to find a hole. They're going to try to go 3 wide off of turn number 4. Thought better rub it. Got a little excited there. Almost threw the chair out the back side of this announcer's tower as they work down here. Zach Coyer on the inside lane. Remember, he's only got 2 right side tires on that race car. McLaren has 4. Here comes the number 1 of Tanner Talarico. Talarico into that 4th spot now, around 13 of Zach Coyer.
Yeah, the outside line's really prevailing right now. Tanner going to get around Coyer, but like you said, he's on them old tires. And what about Andrew Payne and Brett Hahn? Those guys was in a big accident earlier. Here they are. They're wanting to battle their way up for a top 5.
Yeah, I was really surprised with Brett Hahn, to be honest with you, with a lot of right front damage on that race car. As Dewey still leads it. We watch them side by side. Andrew Payne, that left rear damage, not going to hurt him too bad. But the rest of it there, the 93, the 71, a lot of right front damage on that race car.
Yeah, it's I guess damage isn't a lot, but here comes Ron Hart. He's still battling up on the outside. And is that our boy Scott Austin on the outside now, looking to power his way into the top 5?
Yeah, Scott Austin doing a nice rebound after going through the spin cycle up off of turn number 4 just a few laps ago. As we close in on 25 laps ago, he is trying to make it around the Zach Coyer. And then a little bit of contact here. Going to check up for the 71. Tell you, the front of that 71's been hit by the ugly branch on the tree this whole race. That thing is uglier than, I don't know.
Yeah, he's going to have a good fab shop, as Sterling Marlin stay a legend around this old racetrack too. And old Brett, though, I believe that old dude could drive one on 3 wheels, in my opinion. That dude's a wheel man right there.
Yeah, they're coming up off turn number 4, and Jackson McLaren now into second spot around Ron Hart, making the move, and now setting sights there, trying to get it done here. And McLaren, one of those drivers that we see each and every week. Remember, had a little bit of slow start to the season, now finds himself with a lot of speed in the last few weeks, really coming to his own as we start to hit the main stretch of the summer series.
Yeah, we still got a long way to go. With stuff ends in July. We're only in the 1st of May. And Al, I gotta ask you, was you singing the NSYNC song today?
No.
No. Okay. Oh, Tanner. Woo. Sorry.
Yeah.
He got real side. Wow.
Well, why are you just worried that it's about May?
Yeah, you know the NSYNC. Oh, we got trouble. Ron Hart, Tanner spins him. Zach Court, big wreck. Oh my God.
Oh, one car up and over. We got him. Oh, the 48 of Tim Rogers turtled. Turtle alert. Call the Ninja Turtles. Oh no, on the front stretch. Big action here. Tim Rogers is turtled. And that thing is rocking. The safety crew going to have to get to him in a tough break for Tim Rogers with 25 laps to go.
Wow. What a disaster, Al.
Yeah, let's say I didn't even see that really start happening. Let's see what happened. I know it started up here with Ron Hart. Well, right on board with him. Got the outside wall into turn number 3. Tellerica to the inside, and just contact, and around he went, and everyone involved.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was not good.
Oh, the 93, your pole sitter, Andrew Payne, a lot of front end damage on that car. Left front tire flat, destroyed. Oh boy. Let's go on board, shall we? Out the front side with the 93. You see it up in front of them. 2 cars going for the same spot, and just it's hard to get on the brakes there. And you can hear the hits there. They keep on coming.
That may be the hardest wreck we've seen all year.
Yeah, it definitely is. A lot of race cars getting torn up on that one, but Braxton Luis up on the point with 24 laps to go. Whew.
Man, that was not good.
No.
I just hope Dale's okay.
Yeah, Tim Rogers upside down there. They have him down in the infield care center getting checked out by our safety team. Tough break for him and a limited starts this season as the breeze starts to go. You see the trees swaying in the background. They're calling for some rain a little bit later on tonight. Hopefully get this one in before it gets in. You don't have to take your umbrella out now, Dobbs. Put that thing back away. You know it's bad luck to open that up in buildings, right?
Sorry, buddy. You said rain. I didn't want to get my hair wet. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you spent 2 hours on it.
I try to get that faux hawk looking good, you know?
Well. Oh, boy. So the only
19 cars start and 10 cars left.
And there's only 2 cars that weren't involved in that last wreck.
Golly.
And they are on the front row.
Oh, man.
Get that Chevy off the racetrack. We got to go back green flag racing.
We're going to. Braxton Weiss on the loud pedal as the green flag flies. He gone.
He gone. Mac the McLaren going to grab that high gear. He'll get into that second spot. Zach Coyer and Scott Austin, they were just involved in that last wreck. They are battling for a final podium position. Charles Darling as well. His car don't look too bad.
No, it looks all right. You know, Zach Austin, his don't look bad. Zach Coyer, though, that Tennessee boy, top 3 on the podium. Can he hang on right there?
He would love to do so as they work through turns 3 and 4. 19 laps to go. And it is Braxton Luis up at the point there. Ron Hart working up underneath the 71 of Brett Hahn. And you gotta, it's a long season, but Hahn not having the season like he did one season ago where he was the champion. Came in here with high hopes of defending that. And the last few weeks have just not gone his way.
Yeah, he's had a rough couple of weeks, and you don't see that from him often, but he's a veteran driver, champion of the sport. He'll be back, you know. I mean, he'll get it figured out. This is just a tough old racetrack, and accidents happen fast, and it's just a bad deal happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zach Nichols, Gawker, Huntington, and Robinson all out behind the pit road, waiting for this one to be over to get to their race hauler, as they have exited the racetrack. And tough break to them. We'll hopefully see them in 1 week's time. And remember, Zach picked up the win 1 week ago, and his night started off not so well here, Dobbs, as you get those shotgun rule. You get back there, and that you know, you got to start out back, and anything that happens is going to be right in front of you in your lap.
Yeah, and it was bad. And now I've got sneezes bad, and I keep trying to mute my microphone and everything else, but these old Tennessee allergies has hit me hard right here. I'm doing all I can to hang on, but you have to bear with me for a minute, old buddy.
All right, buddy. Yeah, I mean, it is growing season here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your spring, or if you're already in the summer or whatever. Allergies are raging here in the Turn 3 booth. I've been struggling with that for about a week now. And but Braxton Luis, he's not struggling with anything right now. He's got a half-second lead over that 7 of McLaren. Zach Coyer another half-second back there. And there's Ron Hart involved in that last wreck, and he came down pit road, and that car's got some speed up to that 4th position.
Yeah, Braxton Luis, he wants this one bad, and I've been in a situation that family's in, and I tell you what, there is no better situation to bring home something like this home or win, and I hope they do. And good run for Jackson McLaren right there in second also. But got those battles that got Austin and Darling, they're side by side though.
Yeah, Darling's going to take that spot away. Remember, I think they came down. Remember, they did not come down pit road until lap 60, so they have fresher tires. And we know Ron Hart was involved in that incident, but Hart's car is still fairly quick. And Darling's car, I mean, a little bit of right rear damage, maybe losing a little bit of right side force on that 88. But other than that, his car is fairly quick.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I guess if these cars' aero don't really matter here at this old track. And you know, Scott Austin sideways coming off there in turn 4. It's going to be hard for Ron Hart. I don't know if he can get past Zach Coyer without using a little front bumper action. But he's wanting on that podium. Here comes Tanner Tallarico trying to find his way on the inside of Scott Austin. Thinks nothing of it and jumps back on the inside coming down the front straightaway.
Yeah, right now we got 8 laps to go, just 4 miles of racing. As we got Braxton Luis out front by a half-second over Jackson McLaren. McLaren trying to get onto the podium. I believe it would be either his first or I believe his first podium of the season if it were to end right this way. So it'd be good to be able to talk to that number 7. Braxton Luis doing a great job. I love the color scheme. I love that paint scheme. Working really good there. I know his partner's allowing that to happen here tonight. As he is out front trying to bring it home next time by. Barney, the flag man's going to give him the old high five sign. But how about Ron Hart charging Dobbs up to that third spot. Does he have enough time to gain any more with 5 laps to go?
I wouldn't think so, but he made a power move right there on Coyer, and he got past him. But the first and second's got a little more speed right now than Zach did. And Ron's got those fresh tires, but I think he's just a little too late. Al, 4 to go. We got 3 to go. What, 4 to go this time by?
Be 4 laps to go.
I don't think he can get him.
He is about a second and a half off of the 7 of McLaren. So, but Ron Hart, another fast car, going to come maybe up a little bit short. You can't count this one until it's over. There's 3 to go for that car to 8. Working down here in the turns 1 and 2 and starting to stretch it out over McLaren.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the time in this corner real quick before we get the white flag. Hats off to John Kane in the 9th. He's up 7 spots running P8. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Heck of a night for him.
Yeah, him and Zach Coyer there as the popsicle sticks are up 2 laps to go. The 9 of Kane and Zach Coyer both up 7 positions as Braxton Luis will roll it up off of turn number 4. The white silk will fly. One more trip around the speedway.
Yeah, here we go. One more lap around this old place, and Braxton Luis going to try to bring this home. This be an emotional win for the young man.
He is going to come off turn number 4. The crowd is on its feet. Braxton Luis victorious here at Nashville. McLaren going to come home in 2nd. Ron Hart in 3rd. Coyer 4th, and Darling rounding out your top 5, all unofficial. But the winner of tonight's race, the number 8 of Braxton Luis. He will come down here on the front stretch in that number 8 car. Going to pick up the win. And he is going to burn it down. And as he does that, Dobbs, we're going to send you down track side and let you get in the victory lane as they keep on going. They are burning it down, and Dobbs he's hustling down those stairs, I'll tell you.
I'm out of breath right here, Al.
What do they got, cake down there or what?
No, they got. You ain't gonna believe this. They got meatloaf down here, Al.
Oh, well, no wonder you're moving so fast. Oh, golly. All right, let's see here. We'll get these drivers. Here is they got it out there, and we'll take and see where we can get some drivers. We got Jackson McLaren here. We'll get him down here looking for tonight's race winner. To get the helmet off down there, Dobbs is. We'll take and see where he populates. We'll get him in here so we can get a word with him. There he is. Believe you have caught up or down there. He's got his helmet off. Big smiles, I'm sure. Jason, take it away.
Yeah, I've caught up with that feature winner, Braxton Luis. I know this is going to be an emotional win for him, but man, congratulations! Heck of a drive tonight, man. Tell us about it.
I felt pretty good in practice and just tried to keep working on it to, try to get it in the corner and try to get it through the center. And I felt like if I worked on that I could have a pretty good car and a pretty good race. We did all right with qualifying, getting 3rd, and then winning the heat race. Really set us up pretty good, starting 1st for the race. Even though we lost it after the first lap, I don't even think we led the first couple laps there. We might have, but either way, I about hit the wall there, and I was behind Payne there the whole time. And on that long run there, he just was a lot quicker, to be honest with you. I needed the car to be a little bit looser. I should have been a little bit more rude to the right rear, but I was happy to see that caution with around halfway, and I was like, I'm gonna take the 2 tires every time that the 2 tires have been taken. Usually it works out just with the cautions and with everybody getting kind of aggressive with the 4 tires and getting back up there and stuff. So I felt pretty confident with that strategy and how the left side tires were, and I'm glad that we weren't in that wreck with them other guys there after that caution, after we got tires and stuff, and we just worked on it and got up there past Ron and took control and just tried to keep control play the lanes a little bit, try to get a good start, try to get them racing a little bit more, so I could try to, save just a little bit. And I felt like I did pretty good, and I was feeling really good there at the end. So I'm glad I could put it together. It is a pretty special win, for sure, which would have been Kendall's 17th birthday. So, she was definitely there with me, and I'm glad I could just come home with it on this day. Pretty good one.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Man, on them restarts, that old car looked like it had a lot of speed on them starts. That thing would get up and go. And once you got in the front, it was kind of like set sail. I know you had to be mirror driving just a little bit, but I got a lot of confidence in watching you recently, and I'm pretty sure you do in yourself also. And old car looked like it's dialed in on that long old Mustang. I like those Mustangs, and I mean, I my hat's off to you for the birthday and stuff. And I've been there situation, losing my daughter, and I know what family like that means. And these are special moments, and you got to take them in. And hope you guys can go celebrate with your family tonight, buddy. And who'd you like to thank on this old hot rod?
Yeah, for sure. I just wanted to say I appreciate Jason for the kind words and stuff, and I know Al said some kind words as well during the race and whatnot. So I appreciate the both of you for saying what you all said. And I want to thank the Weiss renovations that's on the car. It's something me and my dad are doing now that we're starting up. We're going for it, and we're gonna make it work, and we're gonna try to get a real late model on the track. We bought one. We got some work to do, so we're gonna try to work our asses off to get that on the track and try to be doing this in real life at the actual racetrack. So hopefully we can keep going with that, and like I said, get the car on the track. That's our main goal pretty much. So. I also want to thank Interstate Ford, Bennett's Bubicle, Jane's on Main, Allen's Arts Images, Booth 34 Diecast, Unrivaled Cinematography, Blaze Designs, Bully Dog Coffee Company, and everybody that tuned in and supported for tonight. If there's a couple extra that tuned in for tonight, I appreciate it. If not, well, I still appreciate everybody that tuned in. So I appreciate you guys for doing the broadcast, and really look forward to going back and looking at this one. But, we got to celebrate first. So we'll see y'all later. I appreciate it.
All right, Braxton Weiss, emotional win, but a good win for that team. Al, you caught up with our second place driver, I'm pretty sure.
I sure did. The driver that drives this number 7 car, the Bubba's Bout Broke podcast. Car number 7 of Jackson McLaren. And you look a little worn out after that one, Jackson, but you're going to come home with a career best second place finish here tonight. Talk us through this race. It looked pretty wild from where we were looking.
Yeah, it was very wild, man. First of all, just want to say how excited I am to put it on the podium. Been trying so hard this first half of the season, and I've had really strong runs. Just a couple races that get away from me at the end, like Phoenix a couple weeks ago and Oxford Plains. But man, this race was important to me. I love the Nashville Fairgrounds. I've raced here a bunch and in real life, and it's our home. So it feels really good to be able to have a strong run like that tonight.
What did you need out of this Bubba's Bout Broke podcast, number 7, to get up there, maybe challenge Braxton for this race lead? I know that last restart looked like he kind of got you snookered there a little bit, but you had the pace there. What else did you need out of this 7 car to get up there and challenge for the race lead?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I struggled on the restarts all night. Guys would get me at the start, and then I'd be able to close the gap in the corners, but man, toward the end there, I was trying everything I had to catch Braxton, and I knew it wouldn't be easy. I knew I was going to have to capitalize on a mistake by him, but, rarely makes those mistakes. So I was just trying to hold my second place, look at the bigger picture, and try not to wreck the car in the last few laps there. I just wanted to bring it home where I was at. I was happy with it.
Yeah, this track, always a tricky track here. I was interested to see, for my point of view, usually that bottom lane is the lane to be. It seemed like that middle to upper second groove was really more of the preferred line out there. And seeing a lot of you guys running up there. Just was it the gearing in the car, or just the missing those bumps where you're not bottoming out, knocking those teeth out?
Yeah, there's a big bump coming off of turn 2, and my car did really well on the bottom a couple times tonight. I made a few passes coming off of 2 on the bottom, and gave me a pretty strong run into 3 and 4. But I was in different situations throughout the race where I had to run kind of the top, run the bottom. I battled Hart there early in the race, and we were door to door, and I just decided to let him go and kind of fall in behind him and click off the laps. But man, I thought I was wrecked coming off of 2. That one wreck, that was pretty close. I thought I was done.
Yeah, we saw a lot of big, heavy hits here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And in 1 week's time, well, we're going to head east. We're going to go to Connecticut to the Thompson Speedway. And one of those tracks that we don't see a lot here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. What's your feelings about that racetrack? I know I have mine.
I used to not like Thompson, but I did some practice on it and some races there, so I'm kind of coming around with it. So it's another 5/8 mile, I believe. So should be pretty competitive there. I feel pretty good pretty much everywhere we go. Situations here and there can take you out of the race sometimes or put you behind, but for the most part, I've had really good speed this year. I've been in the top 10 every race. Haven't always finished there, but I've been running in the top 10 every race so far. So I'm excited about the tracks coming up, and I'm ready to get back going. This was big for me tonight, just to be able to have the race come together and to get the finish I feel like I deserved. It was awesome.
Well, congratulations on that. We know you got some people to thank on the side of this race car. Why don't you go ahead and do that? We'll roll the red carpet out for you, and we hope to be talking to you a little bit more. And we're definitely going to be tuning in here just a few months away from your Arkham Menards debut.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. Coming up July 19th at Indianapolis Raceway Park for Man Motorsports. I'm very thankful for the opportunity. So many people have rallied behind me for this race, and just want to give a big shout out to the Bubba's Bout Broke podcast. That's my podcast I run with my dad and Melvin McLaren, Jeremy Burr, Caleb Stratton. We tune in every Monday. Catch us. There's no telling what we'll be talking about. So very excited to support this race tonight. And like I said, it's our home. And so if you're not listening to us already, go ahead and give us a chance.
Well, there you have it. Your second place finisher tonight, Jackson McLaren. We will look forward to seeing what you got for him in 1 week's time in Thompson. Until then, buddy, keep it down, and good luck with racing.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you.
There you go. That is Jackson McLaren, and we're going to see if we can catch up with our third place runner here. Jason, I believe you might have caught up with him. Let's take it and find out.
I sure have. I've caught up with Ron Hart in his 51 car. Ron, tough night, but you run up front pretty much all night long, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take it. Third is good. Didn't really have good speed tonight, Jason. We've led a lot of races this year and doesn't have anything to show for it. Tonight we were kind of slow and ended up with a good finish, or a decent finish, I guess. So it worked out.
Yeah, looks like you had some bad luck, got in a few wrecks. You guys took tires early and you stayed out. I don't know if that would hurt you or not, but you got back in the podium spot. Car looks beat all to heck, man. This old Camry looks rough, buddy. Got a lot of work to do in this next coming week.
Yeah, she's perfect, man. She's perfect as far as that goes. But, I mean, I show up to win, man. I don't come out here to finish second, third, fourth. I think I was a third or fourth place car. And I feel like I get the pit strategy wrong every week. So if I would have pitted with those guys, I figured I could come out and run third or fourth, no problem. But try something different. Maybe it works out and you beat them. And I think we had a chance if we could have had a caution there with about 10 to go or 5 to go and restart right behind them with those fresher tires, would have had a chance. So that's more of a chance I think I would have had if I pitted earlier. So we'll take it.
Yeah, it was a good night for you. And, I mean, hey, you don't come out here just to run in top 5. Your goal is to win, in my opinion. But, I mean, you give it all you shot every night, each and every week. And I know you got some people going to think on this old car.
Yeah, man. Thanks for Tanner and the guys putting us on. It's a cool league. You're racing some good, fast guys that normally are pretty clean, so that makes it fun. It's been a frustrating season for sure to lead as many laps. I think I led over 80 laps in 2 races and didn't win either one. So that's been a bummer. So hopefully get some better luck next week and try again.
Well, hopefully so, man. We'll see you next week and get this old car ready to go. I'm sure it'll be ready and rock and roll, and you'll be running up front again. I can't wait to watch it.
All right. Thanks, Jason.
Yep.
There you go. That was your top 3, and then the Bubba's Bout Broke podcast post-race show here this evening. And Jason, that is going to do it for what was an exciting night here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And what was an exciting race. 1 week from tonight, we're going to be headed to Thompson, Connecticut, where that track will be high side. And that one there is going to test a lot of patience in 1 week's time. Final thoughts here from Nashville before we do our field run-through.
that turn 2 wall just come out and bite you. And if you're too hard on the loud pedal, you get sideways. We saw that. We saw cars hit the fence going into turn 1. It's a wore-out racetrack's tough on cars, but all in all, it put on a good show for the fans. And we saw emotional win for Braxton DeWeese. I'd say that was probably really special for that family. You know, they always chime in each and every week, and when you lose somebody special like that, it takes a lot out of the family. And I mean, I know for sure I've been in that situation. And congratulations to them. Congratulations to Ron and Jackson on their run. And we'll see them next week in Connecticut, Al.
That we sure will. And one last thing left to do here, though, is to take a look at our feature rundown where we talk to the top 3, Braxton Luis, Jackson McLaren, and Ron Hart, all finishing there. One spot shy of Zach Coyer at number 13, trying to make a home race, a Tennessee native, coming home 4th, and Chuck Darling running out your top 5. Scott Austin, in his first appearance of 2024, will come home 6th. Tanner Tallarico 7th. John Kane, Brett Hahn, and Devin McDonald all running out the top 10. Braden Cook, Tim Rogers, Andrew Hardings, Andrew Payne, Hayden Swink, Zach Nichols, Jimmy Gawker, and Scott Huntington running out your 18-car field here this evening. And I believe Cooper Robinson will get credited for the 19th spot. But until next week, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you have not done so already. Those drivers come in, watch this broadcast, and they will try even harder 1 week time. But until then, it has been a pleasure. Jason, always a pleasure having you alongside me, my friend. Have a great night, and we'll see you in turn 3. Good night, everybody.